Welcome to DVLA. Please, you are now through to the vehicle inquiry section. As announced by the Chancellor in the 2015 budget, tax rates have changed as of the 1st of April 2017. These changes only apply to cars, motorhomes and kit cars registered on or after the 1st of April 2017. All other vehicles will continue under previous tax rules. Any vehicle registered before April 2017 will not be affected by these changes. If you would like to find out more, please press 1 now. Otherwise, please hold. We don't send emails or text messages with links to websites asking you to confirm your personal details or payment information. We strongly advise anyone who receives such a request not to open the link and to delete the item. We now have 5 options for you. For all road tax and SORN inquiries, including direct debits and refunds, please press 1. For an update on an application, or if you are waiting for a document or anything else from us, press 2. To replace a V5C or any other document, press 3. If your call is about correspondence you received from us, if you have successfully taxed online or at the post office, the vehicle can be driven from the tax start date, even if the first direct debit payment hasn't yet been taken. For direct debit inquiries, press 1. For refund of tax inquiries, press 2. If you want to tax a vehicle, have difficulty taxing, need to tell us you're not taxing, or to confirm if your vehicle is taxed and can be driven, press 3. For information on how to check when your tax or MOT is due, or how much your tax would be, press 4. Or for any other tax or SORN inquiry, press 5. Your call is now in a queue for an advisor. Please note, by continuing with your call, you consent to it being monitored and recorded to ensure quality of service.
Good afternoon, you're speaking to Jane. How can I help you?
Hello there, Jane. Good morning. It's afternoon now, in fact. I just got a few questions, if I may, about the V5C form.
Yes, certainly.
Okay.
How
So
can I
this
help
is
you?
for me to tax a vehicle to use it on
yeah.
the roads. Is that correct?
Yeah, a V5C is showing you as the registered keeper and who is responsible for taxing the vehicle. Yes, yeah.
Okay, so what happens if someone doesn't have a V5C?
Okay, if you haven't got one, have you recently bought a vehicle, or what is the situation?
Well, my situation is that I have a what you might call a car, and it's taxed, but I keep getting mail from people, and I'm just wondering why is the DVLA giving out my information to third parties?
What sources are they coming from? Because if you've got a vehicle registered with us, we don't share that information. It's only for if it's from, our interest here. So have you got a logbook for the vehicle?
Yeah, I've got a logbook. So what do you mean by our interest here?
Well, no, we don't share that information, only with if it's something, if it's ever requested for a reasonable case. Yeah, that's the only reason we share your information.
So it's requested for a reasonable case?
Yeah, if it was something from a parking company or council, if they wanted to find out. But
so why do you share it with these third parties and not other third parties?
Well, it depends on the information they request. If it's to do with a vehicle, it depends. What letters have you received?
Oh, there's all kinds of stuff that people are getting sending to me in the mail. But like I say, whatever I'm receiving is between. Well, it's now because of you. Is now between me and these third parties. But my issue is with the DVLA giving out my private information to third parties for whatever reason that they wish.
It would depend on who the third party is. If you want to check that information, there is a complaints procedure you can follow.
Yeah, but if you want to find out. So does DVLA have a duty? Is this the problem? Does DVLA have a duty to these organisations to actually send out my information to them?
Well, I don't know who the companies are, sir.
Well, you said let's use the parking example, like you just said parking. So let's say a parking ticket, for example. So if you receive an information from whoever enforces is it councils who enforce parking tickets? Is it? I think. So if a council contacted you saying we require this information on this vehicle, you would obviously send that out upon request.
If it comes into us in the right format, yes, it would be. If they give us they have to obviously request that information from us.
And what would
But
the
you
right
have
format
to,
be?
I can't. With councils, I honestly don't know. If you want to find out exactly, what from where you've got that information, who is asking, sending you letters, you'd have to send it in to the complaints department and see what, if it was us that released that information.
I can't imagine who else it would be, though. That's the problem, because it seems to be a pattern.
I wouldn't know. No, we wouldn't know here. See, it's got to come in on a form if it is from a third party.
Right.
But with councils, it would depend on what their agreement is, with the government. So we wouldn't know exactly here, depending on who the information is coming to you from.
So
I can give you the complaint
between the government,
or do you want to find
all right.
out?
Oh, I might need it in a minute, but I'm just trying to get my head around this. So when I register a vehicle to the DVLA, if there are third-party government authorised agents that wish to have access to my name and my address, it seems like it's just a given that information is given out to these people. Is that essentially what happens?
I wouldn't know. You'd have to obviously question it further.
Well, do you have someone who does know there?
I can give you the complaints procedure. If you give them the information, they'll be able to tell you exactly. I can give you that the way to make a complaint about it if you feel we're releasing information.
I don't know. Would it be a complaint though? Because surely if you're sending out where on the V5 does it say that you're going to be doing this?
Well, it wouldn't say on there.
So if you're doing it and
document.
Surely if you're going to give out my information to third parties, it should be disclosed on the document that I'm committing to the government. Because as far as I'm aware,
so if you feel like that, I can give you obviously the address or the email process if you want to do it online, and they will answer your queries. But we would know here.
You
do you want to take a
know
note
at the
of
DVLA?
The email address?
Yeah,
well, we do release information, but it depends on which, who it's from. I don't know who your letters are coming from.
Well, let's just say council, for example, a local council.
Well, if they've got, if it's been parked, if it's to do with a parking charge and there's been a parking ticket released, then they've got the right to ask us for your information.
So they have a right?
That case.
They have a right?
They do, yeah.
So the
council
council
it's parked
has
on
a
their
right?
land. Yes.
It's parked on their land? Parked on their land?
Sir, I'm not going to get into this with you. If you want to make a complaint, I can give you the details, but we wouldn't know every little bit of it. It depends on what you've had. If you want to find out if that was released, then I can give you the information of how to find out.
Okay, well, I will take that information. So what about if it was something like not parking on land? What was if it's just going from here to there and they've caught you?
I don't know, sir.
No?
You'll have to put it in writing or onto our website. I wouldn't be able to comment on it. Okay, if you want to go on to the gov.uk website,
right,
there is an email where you can contact. If you go on to contact the DVLA.
Well, I prefer to put it in writing. So who do I write to?
Okay, if you want to make a complaint in writing.
Well, it's more of a concern really, because if this is what registering a vehicle gets me embroiled in, then my feeling is it should be fully disclosed on the V5C. Because if I'm filling
then you write into this department. Then I'll give you the address, which is to complaints team.
Well, is that Mr. Complaints team or Mrs. Complaints team? Who's the head of the
no,
complaints team?
it's just complaints team, sir.
So is there who there must be a manager there or a CEO? Who's the CEO?
I don't know. If you write into this address, they will respond to you. So it's complaints team. And then the next line of address is D for Delta 16.
D16?
Yeah. And then DVLA.
Yeah.
Swansea.
Yeah.
The postcode is S for Sierra, A for Alpha 6, 7, J for Juliet.
S-A?
Sierra, A for Alpha.
Yeah.
6.
6?
Yeah. 7, J for Juliet, L for Lima.
Right.
And if you write in there, they have to respond. They normally respond to you within 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yes.
But in relation to putting a notice on your file to not release my private information to any third parties, is that something that you take seriously?
You'd have to ask that question with that department. They will tell you exactly what your rights are.
They're going to tell me what my rights are.
Well, if you write in with what you're asking, they'll respond to you with the information.
But surely I tell you what my rights are, because this is my information you're giving out to third parties.
I can't do anything on the record. You'll have to write in there, okay? I have advised you fully now, so I'm going to release the call.